When you stop rescuing or fixing for others, you give them something powerful too. You give them permission to take responsibility for their own lives. And you allow them to grow out of their own victim story, to stop blaming and start choosing. And that's compassion in action. Welcome to Soul Time, a show that explores the world of unlocking your unique potential. My name is Dr. Katja Makowka, and I'm a teacher at school, a former teacher at universities, and a stress and mental coach. And I'm your host. Peace doesn't disappear. We spend it in tiny, invisible transactions every day. When we stay in conversations that drain us just to be polite, for example, and when we say yes to favors that exhaust us because we are afraid to disappoint someone. And when we let guilt or habit talk us into one more commitment when what we truly need is rest. And those moments may seem small, but together they tell a story. One where your peace becomes the currency you keep handing out, hoping to buy approval, control, or closeness. And yet the return is never worth the cost, because peace is the quiet space where you reconnect with who you are. And when that space is constantly interrupted by noise, guilt, or other people's chaos, it's hard to even hear yourself think. So before you say yes to something today, pause and ask yourself, am I spending peace I can't afford to lose? Many of us grow up believing that peace means keeping everyone else calm. That as long as no one's upset, we are doing the right thing. But that's not peace. That's people pleasing dressed as harmony. Because true peace isn't the absence of tension, it's the presence of truth. It's standing in calm honesty, even if someone else gets uncomfortable. Because every time you choose short-term comfort over truth, you create long-term tension inside yourself. And maybe you have done it before. For example, smiling through a situation that didn't feel right, or biting your tongue, convincing yourself it's not worth it. But your body knows. It remembers every time you silenced your truth in the name of keeping the peace. And here is something else. When you stop rescuing or fixing for others, you give them something powerful too. You give them permission to take responsibility for their own lives. And you allow them to grow out of their own victim story, to stop blaming and start choosing. And that's compassion in action. Not enabling, not controlling, just quietly saying, I trust you to handle your own lessons while I protect my peace. So let's pause for a moment. Think of the last 48 hours. Where did you say yes when your body wanted to say no? Who do you find yourself explaining things to others again and again? Where do you feel that small tightening in your chest? The signal that something is taking your calm. Notice the feeling in your body without judgment. Is it a tightness in your shoulders, a knot in your stomach? Is there any tension? It's a signal. a signal that you are going against your inner peace, a signal to make other choices. And now, let's talk about guilt, because it almost always shows up the moment you start protecting your peace. You will hear the old voices whisper, "You have changed. You are selfish. You used to be nicer." And for a moment, you might even believe them. But here is the truth. Guilt is not proof that you are doing something wrong. It's proof that you are breaking an old pattern. You have been conditioned to equate love with overgiving and kindness with self-sacrifice. But kindness that costs you your peace isn't kindness at all. It's self-abandonment. It's okay if other people are uncomfortable with your boundaries. And their discomfort doesn't mean you have done something wrong. It means they now have to meet you in truth without the parts of you that used to make it easy for them. And that's a good thing, because protecting your peace gives others the opportunity to meet you at your new standard, or to step back if they want to. Everyone gets the chance to grow, and everyone gets the chance to choose. And protecting your peace isn't always loud or dramatic. It doesn't always mean cutting people off or disappearing. Most of the time, it looks like quiet alignment. It looks like saying less, leaving earlier, choosing silence over reaction, taking a few deep breaths before responding. It's not needing to convince anyone of your worth. And protecting your peace means remembering that not every battle is yours to fight, and not every opinion deserves your response. And the more you live this way, the more peace is in your life. It's not a reward. It stops being something you chase and starts being something you embody. And when you begin honoring your peace, your whole life shifts. You notice the difference between people who add calm and those who create chaos, on the other hand. And you feel the contrast between conversations that leave you lighter and those that leave you second guessing yourself. And you begin to see that protecting your peace doesn't mean building walls. It means creating filters. Not everyone gets front row access to your energy. And that's not cruelty, that's discernment. Because the moment you start honoring your peace, your life starts to reflect it. Different conversations, different people, different pace. It takes courage not to go back when old chaos knocks, dressed up as closure or just one more talk. But remember, you can't heal in the same environment that made you sick. You can love people from afar. You can wish them well without reopening the door that once cost you your calm. Because peace isn't passive, it's power. It's self-respect in action. And it's the quiet strength to say, if it costs me my peace, it's too expensive. And no matter who or what it is. And the moment you start living that truth, your whole energy changes. Softer, clearer, fear. And that's not distance, that's alignment. So this week, Notice one small place where you usually spend your peace and try protecting it instead. See what comes back to you when you do you. Welcome to Soul Time, a show that explores the world of unlocking your unique potential. My name is Dr. Katja Makowka, and I'm a teacher at school, a former teacher at universities, and a stress and mental coach. And I'm your host.